Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your weekly forecast. This is going to be for January 30th through February 5th. This is going to be for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to connect and see what's coming up here. You might stumble upon the video at a later time. It's all good. You're going to see it whenever you're meant to see it. Keep in mind it's a general message for the collective. Therefore, not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Take what does, leave what doesn't. So without further ado, my dears and my darlings, we're going to see what we have coming up here in the week ahead for Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, and Sagittarius Rising. We're going to move you all just a little bit closer. The first card coming up here for the collective is the Ten of Wands. And Ten of Wands can come up in a few different ways. If you're familiar with tarot, you probably know the different ways this card can apply. The energy and the vibe that I'm getting around the Sagittarius collective and the vibe that I'm getting from the card here in this reading, I feel Ten of Wands in the sense of like completion and like relief, like, oh gosh, like I did it. Like I'm getting this feeling in the sense of like, oh gosh, that was so hard, but I did it. It's finally done. So I feel like something is coming together. Something is coming into completion. So if there's a project at work you've been struggling with, you may finally be wrapping it up this week. If there's been something in your life you've been trying to get a handle on, I just heard the word wrangle. I don't know if there's something you've been trying to wrangle or get a hold of or tame. Maybe like it's like an area of your life you've been trying to get under control. And I'm feeling a sense of like, gosh, like, yes, finally, it's done. It's completed, right? Sometimes Ten of Wands can be that we're really stressed out. We're taking on too much. But I feel this is more of like something, I don't want to say that you didn't have a choice in taking it on, but it was just a difficult task or a challenging task that like there was just no way around it. But I feel like it's coming to completion. So I feel a sense of like success and relief. I also feel like there's gonna be in a connection with this a gift of time coming your way, right? So maybe if it was like a work situation, maybe your boss might say, hey, you did a really great job. Why don't you take some time off, or why don't you go home early, or there could be something in terms of a gift of time, or some of you may be able to take a break now that some difficult task is set up. Some of you may have a new job coming in, and you may leave a current employer without giving a 2 weeks, or you may just kind of line it up in a way where you're able to take a little bit of a break before leaving one job or going to another. But I do feel a sense of completion and like taking some time to rest. Taking some time to like be good to yourself, treat yourself. That's the feeling and the vibe I'm getting from this card. The next card coming up here for the Sagittarius collective is the Moon. And this is a major arcana card. So major arcana cards are going to come up anytime that this is like a significant new chapter in our life. It's a defining moment. That being said, it's not energy that's going to get wrapped up in 7 days, but it is energy that like things are going to kick off in the next week or so that is setting this chapter into motion. This could indicate Cancerian or Pisces energy if you have those placements in your chart. You might have big changes or big shifts happening for you in those houses or those areas of your life. Some of you could be dealing with a Cancerian person or a Pisces that might be very significant, like a really significant soulmate or a very significant partner during this time of transition. It could be romantic, doesn't have to be, it could be. But putting that aside, maybe you don't have those placements. Maybe you're not dealing with anyone with those zodiac signs. The Moon card can come up in a way where it's time to listen to our intuition. It's time to listen to what our intuition is telling us. And it could be a time in which we're having to work past our fears, right? And I'm getting a feeling or a sense of like there's something you really like, you want to do it but you're scared of it, right? Like I'll give you an example. Like somebody who's always wanted to skydive and they're like, "Man, that looks so fun. Oh, but it's so scary." And so maybe some of you might be challenging yourself by going for things that you feel drawn to but you're also scared of it. Maybe it's not going to be as extreme as skydiving, but it could be other things in your life. I know for me, I'm typically a very shy person, and by nature, and there was a time I felt so drawn to stand up comedy, but it terrified me. I was so scared of doing it, and I was like, you know what? I have to do it because I'm so scared of it. It could be that kind of situation. It could be stand up comedy. It could be something else in your life, like I don't know, like getting into dance or getting into performing or just allowing yourself to explore your interests or traveling. It could be and I mean, we're all in different places in our journey. We all have different fears, but I feel that this is like you're fearing something that you want. Okay, so it's like, oh gosh, I always wanted to but I'm scared to do it. Oh, but I want it. So I feel like you're taking this time to allow yourself to go for something that excites you, but you're also a little bit scared to do it. So I feel like you're coming out of your comfort zone. I feel like you're kind of coming out of your shell here. Sagittarius, you guys are not seen as shy people, right? Like when we describe different characteristics of zodiac signs, we don't think Sagittarius is being shy. But for some reason, I feel there's like something that you've been kind of holding back, and now you're like, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna do it. It's scary, but I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna do it. So I feel like a facing of your fears in that kind of a way. The next card coming up here for the Sagittarius collective is the Two of Cups. And this very thing of pushing yourself out of your comfort zone could be the very thing that is leading you to harmonious connections, relationships, friendships, romances. Um, Two of Cups is very harmonious energy. It's also a card that is associated with true love and romance and romantic soulmates. Those of you that watch my videos, you know that I tend to do love readings separately on my channel. Uh, and I try to focus on everything other than love in the weekly forecasts. Not, I don't have anything against love. It's just there's so much love readings out there that I kind of try to do something a little bit different for people who are just sick and tired of love readings. But sometimes love comes up in the weeklies, and there's definitely a sense of romance here with this Two of Cups. Now, if you're completely closed off to it and you don't want it, that's fine. You can experience this Two of Cups energy in a different way. But what you need to know is that this is harmony and balance. And for me, Two of Cups is like giver meets giver, right? Unfortunately, when we give, we attract people who take. And takers are going to take till there's nothing left to take, and then they're going to bounce. And so, Two of Cups for me is like two people who are giving to each other. How can I be there for you? How can I be of service? How can I be of help? Hey, I saw this and it made me think of you. I feel some of you may even have that kind of thing happening for you in the coming week, even if it's not in a romantic situation. It could just be very platonic. Like it could be a coworker who's like, "Hey, I remember you said you really love butterflies, or you collect butterflies, and the other day I was in this little shop and I saw this and I thought of you, and I just thought I would get it for you." It could just be like a sweet little thing like that. Or, oh hey, I know you mentioned you were gonna be working late last night, so I thought I'd stop by and get you coffee on my way this morning. Like there could be something like this, Sagittarius, where you're beginning to notice that people are being more thoughtful towards you, more considerate towards you. You may find that people are like you're on their mind. They're thinking of you. Okay, and for a lot of you, this could be in connection with romantic energy or romance, or just in general, like just being thought of, especially with this Ten of Wands, right? Like carrying this heavy burden, keeping everything together. There's a shift happening for you guys. So it could be that people are beginning to see this about you, appreciate this about you, realize this about you. But I feel like something is coming in like, hey, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you. What can I do for you? This kind of vibe, this kind of energy, and you're opening up to receive. And in that opening up to receive, you're also opening up towards exploring the things that excite you. So I feel like you're moving towards like this adventurous, exciting time. I really love the energy that's coming up around you guys this week. The next card that's coming up here for the Sagittarius collective, interestingly enough, it's a surprise, but it's not a surprise, is the Seven of Swords. I would also like to draw your attention to something here. The three of your four cards all have the moon in them. So when I see this happen, this is telling me that the moon cycles are going to be really, really significant for you. The coming moon cycles, like you're going to be really, really feeling that ebb and flow of the moon energies. So there's the full moon on the 5th. This reading is going from January 30th to February 5th. So even if you're not typically sensitive to moon energy, I feel you're going to really, really be feeling that full moon energy leading up to the 5th. So people who are sensitive to moon energy will typically feel it about 3 days before and through to 3 days after. People who are sensitive to moon energy. Sometimes we might feel it a week before. And so, Sagittarius, even if you're not sensitive to moon energy, you're going to be feeling those moon vibes pretty heavy this week, a lot of you. So, this might mean that you might feel sleepy. You might feel tired. You might feel fatigued. You might feel more emotional than usual. However, because of the cards that you have, I feel you're feeling more like nostalgic or sentimental rather than sad or depressed. Again, we're all different, right? And we experience and process energies differently, but I feel for the majority of you it's more like there's this softness in your heart, there's this sentimental energy, there's this nostalgia, there's this longing for a connection. That's the way I feel the heart is opening up for Sagittarius in this moon energy. Now let's come back to the Seven of Swords, where I said it's surprising but not surprising. Okay, Seven of Swords is oftentimes seen as like sneakiness, like somebody who's being sneaky, somebody who's trying to deceive us. But Seven of Swords can also say that we need to move cautiously in a situation, right? Like we're laying low or we're not drawing attention to ourselves. Now, in terms of being cautious or being careful, we talked about all this positive energy, people thinking about you, people gravitating towards you. Seven of Swords could be that there are people in your life that have been dormant for quite some time. But now all of a sudden, you're getting attention. All of a sudden, people are beginning to notice you. They're seeing this shift in you. And so these people who've been just kind of laying dormant in the background, they may see you like you're about to come up, or you're about to have really good things happen for you, or you're really kind of being very productive or very successful right now. And so now all of a sudden they're coming in. Now all of a sudden they're taking an interest in you. So be aware of that. Anybody who like they've had forever to spend time with you, they've had forever to be close to you, but now all of a sudden they're making an effort. Now all of a sudden they're sliding into your DMs or texting you or wanting to get together. So be aware of that. People who are all of a sudden taking an interest in you when they've had forever to do it. But now that you seem to be in a good place, now they want to be around you. Those of you who are dealing with shady people like that, I feel, I hate to say it, I really hate to say it, Sagittarius, but sometimes, spirit comes in with a heads up to like see that we're protected. I feel those of you that have these dormant people that are all of a sudden taking interest in you, it's like they want to see or connect with the people that are beginning to come into your life. Like, oh, Wow. Sagittarius is like making friends. Sagittarius is starting to have a social life, or Sagittarius is starting to date. And now they want to come in and they want to get a piece of that. It's kind of like they're using you to connect and meet with these new people. Like they're using you as like a social supply. So be cautious of that, be aware of that, because their intentions are not that naive or innocent. It's not just like, oh, who are these people? I want to be friends. No, like this is somebody who is looking to use, to take advantage. So just be cautious of that. Some of you are making new friends, and this might not be a good idea to mix the new friends with the old friends. Okay, there could be that dynamic here for some of you. And so the other aspect of Seven of Swords is laying low, right? We don't want to shout from the rooftops all of our successes. We don't want to broadcast to the world every good thing that is happening. You know, you don't go around and tell all of your neighbors how much money you have in your bank account, or, what you have locked up in the safe at home, if anything, So it could be something here like just kind of lay low, enjoy these successes. People don't need to know everything about your life. People don't need to know everything about your personal life, your friendships, your love life, who you're dating. Some of you maybe are in a new relationship and you're wanting to plaster it all over social media, and this could be attracting some negative energy. And so there could be a sense here of just kind of like, be selective who you're sharing these things with. So, just some things to keep in mind. You might want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign. Some weeks, your moon sign or rising sign might resonate more than your sun sign. There's a link in the description that will take you to the playlist of videos. Also, a link in the description that will take you to schedule a private reading with me if you would like to do that. It will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead. Take care and be well, my darlings.